Best Star Trek books are basic, high-concept, what-if scenarios. We've covered a few here, in fact. What if Data became human? What if the Enterprise D met their mirror counterparts? What if Captain Picard had a lifelong psychic connection to a ghost lady who drove a doomsday machine to kill the Borg? There's a lot of them, is what I'm saying. But today we're talking about a high-concept what-if scenario by Diane Duane. So, even though it may not sound earth-shattering, you know I'm going to be into it. What if Dr. McCoy got stuck commanding the Enterprise? Doctor's orders. People talk a lot about Kirk and Spock, but let's not sleep on Dr. Leonard H. McCoy, physician.
But I'm a doctor, and it's my tradition to care for the sick and injured.
Dax hookup.
My host at the time was Emily. She was on Earth judging a gymnastics competition. I had a feeling he'd become a doctor. He had the hands of a surgeon.
Katra Taxi.
Climb the steps, Jim. Climb the steps of Mount Selaya.
Sparkly clothed admiral.
What's so damn troublesome about not having died?
Reluctant euthanasiast.
Why did you do it? To preserve his dignity.
Critic of 20th century medicine.
Dialysis. My God, what is this, the Dark Ages?
Transporter phobe.
If you got some reason you want my atoms scattered all over space, boy.
Whether he's played by the classic DeForest Kelley or the much beefier but still brilliant Carl Urban in those unnecessary and sometimes terrible Kelvin timeline films, McCoy is a key element in the Kirk-Spock-McCoy triumvirate that is the engine that makes TOS go. But he's rarely the main focus of a story. Until now. So the Enterprise is sent to the 1212 Muskai system to a planet nicknamed Flyspeck. On this planet, a first contact survey has discovered 3 sentient species that share the planet. The Orne, blobby protoplasm things. The Lahit, basically forests with eyeballs for berries that move by way of their underground roots. And the, I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but the At, a mysterious race of stone formations that can't be photographed clearly. The Enterprise crew is tasked with finding out as much as possible about these new life forms and getting them to join the Federation. This proves challenging, as the first contact team was not especially thorough, and much still needs to be done with regard to language translation, xenobiology, etc. Lots to do. So the Enterprise crew is very busy, especially Dr. McCoy, who is involved in a lot of the departments. So in an effort to keep McCoy from being overworked, Kirk, bored on the bridge while the science teams are collecting data on the planet, puts McCoy in command, tells him to sit in the chair and write a few reports. Kirk then goes down to the planet to have a look around, promptly disappears, and then the Klingons arrive. Like they do. If you're enjoying this video, why not buy my book? Flight of the Pangolin is the story of an intrepid group of heroes who decide to exit the solar system over the objections of an isolationist faction. There's actually a lot more going on than that. There's space pirates, a giant spider for no reason, all kinds of other things. Buy it now online wherever you buy books or at our website, www.thepangolinrepublic.com. You can also get fun t-shirts and random other stuff if you want. This, of course, is where the story really starts to pick up steam and gets both serious and fun in equal measure, in the way that only Diane Duane can do. If the way McCoy stole the show in Spock's world didn't make it clear already, she obviously enjoys writing for him, and the rest of the crew are characterized in the same familiar way we know from the show. And there's a quick Harb Tanzer cameo for all you Tanzer heads out there. I see you, Tanzer heads! The aliens are truly alien, and as usual, like all good Trek authors, Diane Duane uses the medium of the paperback novel to its fullest potential in telling a story with aliens that would be impossible to film back in the 60s, and too expensive to film later on. The Klingons are characterized well for the era, consistent with the show. If you like starship battles and tactics, this book has a final engagement that is just for you. I don't want to oversell the book. It's not a sweeping battle of good and evil with the fate of the galaxy at stake. That's not what we're doing here. It's a good episode of Star Trek. Nothing more, nothing less. If you like a good TOS story with some reasonable stakes, new aliens, and a sense of humor, this might be your book. If you're a McCoy fan, this is definitely worth your time if you haven't read it already. I really enjoyed it, as I seem to with all of Diane Duane's Trek books so far. I read it on some flights, and it passed the time very well, though all the travel beat up my copy pretty bad. Not great. A few of you in the comments have mentioned her and the late great Peter Morwood's Riansu books. I have managed to track down all 5 of them, and I plan to read them for the channel next year. So look forward to that in the exciting next season of Mike's Book Report. But for now, that's all I've got. We'll see you next time.
Fully functional?